What's up? I'm back. It is Sunday. I had a beautiful day. I hope everyone had a wonderful day and weekend. I know a lot of people that went camping this weekend. It's very hot here, but it seems like a lot of people went camping this weekend. Um, yeah, just heard of a lot of camping going on. And then it turns out I didn't get to talk to my son Saturday, and he was also camping. So collectively, a lot of camping from the people in my area. So I guess it was just a great weekend to get away and camp. He also mentioned that he wanted an Aztec death whistle, which is something very new. He wanted me to look that up. He's infatuated with an Aztec death whistle after his weekend of camping. So that was new and different. I'm trying to sit with that and unpack that. And yeah, everyone went far away to camp this weekend. It's interesting. Today I want to talk about projection. I've talked about it before, things being projected onto me. It happens to a lot of people. It's a defense mechanism. I can't speak. Mechanism. Defense mechanism. It tends to come to the forefront when normal people are at a time of crisis. They protect themselves by projecting their behavior onto other people. So I've mentioned this before in other videos, which I said a lot of them are blocked right now. So projection, imagine a projector, and they are projecting what is coming from them onto you. So you are their projection screen. It's concerning inside content mistaken to be coming from the outside. So an ego defends itself against disowned and highly negative parts of the self by denying their existence in themselves and attributing them to others. It often breeds misunderstanding and causing interpersonal damage. I've done a lot of research on projection, which is why I'm reading definitions, because I don't want anyone to think that this is just my own philosophy. This all comes from psychology books. I'm very into psychology. I have been most of my life. Even before I took courses on it, I studied people. I still study people. So this is not my own definition. This comes from psychology books. So projection is blame shifting. A lot of time victim blaming will happen. Projection also is prevalent in borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. It's when someone has been victimized, criticism is thrown their way that they did something to attract the other person's hostility. So often, if someone does something to you or someone that you know, victimizing them, then they will blame them and say, well, the only reason that I did this is because they did this. Even if they never did that, it makes them feel better about their own behavior. And in turn, they can make other people pay attention to that person instead of them and their actual actions. Kind of like when someone's in a relationship and they cheat, and then I'm sure a lot of you that have been in a relationship where cheating occurred, that person, if you look back, you didn't recognize it at the time because you didn't know these things at the time. But if you look back, the other person probably accused you of cheating so that they could take the attention and spotlight off of themselves for cheating and their own behaviors. So they try to turn it around and say that you were cheating. You were probably never cheating at all, but it made them feel better about themselves and made you want to feel like you needed to apologize for something when you had done nothing wrong. That happens a lot in cheating. their guilt is turned into blaming the other person. So they can't hide the guilt, they can't cover it up, they can't push it down anymore. So it comes out in a way where it's blaming the other person for what they have done because they feel so guilty about it. And it's often done in bullying. I've experienced this quite a bit. They may project their own feelings of vulnerability onto the target of their bullying activities. The true source is almost always found in the bully's own sense of personal insecurity and vulnerability. So, if you've ever been bullied, whether it be when you were a child or as an adult, a lot of bullies don't grow out of this. Like I said, it's a defense mechanism. So, if they were bullied as a child, then they probably grew up to be a bully because they didn't know what else to do with that. They were unhealed. They never had anybody take up for them. I know when I was younger, bullying was not paid attention to like it is now. Now there's strict rules about it in school and even online there's strict rules about it. But growing up in the late 70s and early 80s, it was just part of life. You just needed to deal with it. You didn't get a lot of people taking up for you. There were definitely no laws or rules against it. So it went unnoticed. And if it was noticed, it went unpunished. No one was held accountable for their bullying. So a lot of children that were bullied, they grew up to be bullies. Or if they were bullies when they were little, they're still bullies now because it was just never dealt with. So a lot of grown-ups still bully. There's a lot of grown children out here in the world, people that are still unhealed, that have never dealt with their childhood traumas or even the traumas that they experienced as adults. So turns into them wanting a lot of attention as adults. That's the way you can identify someone that has trauma that is unhealed as an adult. They want a lot of attention, a lot of childish behavior in grown people. They're likely to be very petty. And the best way to deal with that is just to ignore it. Don't give it attention. Turn the other way. Stay in your own lane. Don't feed into that because that's what they want you to do. They want a reaction so that they can point the finger at you and say, look at what they're doing. Don't look at what I'm doing. And it's all their fault. It's not my fault. And even if you've never done anything to that person, they just strive for that attention till there's that. They strive for that attention still. There's that unhealed wound in them that they just keep opening up because it's never been dealt with in a healthy way. And it just keeps rearing its ugly head again and again. And it will keep doing that until they deal with it, until it's properly addressed and healed in a positive way. It makes them feel validated in their behavior. I can't tell you how many times I've witnessed this or that I've gone through it. And if you have and you haven't turned into that, or if you come out of it in a way that you're ignoring it, then bravo to you, because it's very hard. It's very hard to, especially if it's coming from someone that you love or someone that you respected and held in high regard. Just avoid it. Don't give it any attention. Don't feed it. Don't become like it. You know that it's a defense mechanism. Please recognize that it's a defense mechanism and it's something that's unhealed in them, and it has nothing to do with you at all. If it wasn't you, it would be someone else. So don't take it personally. Just keep it moving and don't internalize it. Do your shadow work. Carl Jung, psychologist, widely known in every basic or even advanced psychology textbook out there. Carl Jung talks a lot about the shadow self and shadow work. So this is not a spiritual community term. They do use it a lot in the spiritual community, but it's actually textbook Psychology 101, shadow work. Identify the source of these things, pray about it, feel it. Find ways to feel it, to bring it out of you instead of stuffing it down more and more, and heal it, address it. It's very, very important. There's so many unhealed people running around out here, and I still have healing to do myself. I'm not completely healed. I'm identifying triggers and where it is that I need to heal myself still, things that I need to address. Now, I've done a lot of work on myself, and I'm very proud of that. But we always have more healing to do. We're all works in process. There's always something that we haven't recognized yet that we still need to evoke that emotion so that we can address it. We can see who did this, why they did it. Did I do it to someone else? Don't hurt other people just because you are hurt. Let it stop with you. Don't perpetuate it. Just because it happened to you doesn't mean that it was right and therefore okay for it to happen to others or for you to do that to others. That is my main message today. If you don't like this message or you don't like me, know and trust that I am praying for you every single day with no exception. If I love you, I'm praying for you every single day. It's just the same. It's just the same every day. I'm so consistent with my prayers, and it takes a lot of work to not be angry and to not sit with it. Keep your forward motion, even if you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Keep forward motion. Don't get stuck. Don't stop moving. Don't ever stop. And don't ever feel like you're alone, because you can always reach out to me. You can always reach out to God. I love you. God loves you. And you're never alone. I hope everyone has a great evening and a great week ahead. Bye.